So I think one of the more complicated things I've been grappling with, honestly, for the last several years, but especially maybe in the last 6 months, as Riley seemed to be struggling more, and um, yeah, there are just some stressful things going on, is that, like, I'm one of those assholes who has really had a very positive, many silver linings and positive experiences and like personal growth in the last 3 years. And so it's been it's this weird thing of like, personally, I feel like I've been doing pretty great and I've like really felt more embodied within myself and felt more confident, and I've been doing lots of fun things and being able to share a lot of love and fun and be able to receive it and to make new connections and to refoster old connections. And I mean, a lot of you on here have just been watching that because I've been doing this publicly, and I decided just to live my life out loud a little more. Um, and so many awesome things have come from that. But then there's this. It's also hard because this was happening at the same time Riley was struggling. And sometimes my brain goes into like self punishment and like, well, Riley's struggling, so I should feel bad about feeling good, which, like, that's the complete opposite of anything Riley would ever want. They were so proud of me. They were always excited about cool things I had going on. And I'm not saying the last 3 years have been a cakewalk for me, mind you. But sometimes it did get, I feel like, especially when Riley was struggling, um, I would get worried, like, I wonder if they feel like jealous or like, oh, Bryn's doing all this stuff. Bryn has his own apartment. Bryn, blah blah blah. Like I just my imagination and my fears and anxieties were making up, thinking that Riley's like jealous of things that are going on, or it just any success reminds them of the struggles that they have, and there might have been some feelings like that, but I know that's such like a anxiety, stress, like something I'm making up, just extra to worry about. Because Riley like was so happy for other people's happiness and experienced a lot of joy and connection, and never really was one that had a lot of jealousy or bitterness. And jealousy is just something I struggle with since it's not really something I feel hardly ever. Um, and so I think in my life I've like overcorrected and just get super worried and nervous about like, oh, am I making other people jealous by like having fun out loud? But that's silly, and I know it's clearly just something that I was like not happy that I was feeling, but I was kind of working through it, and it's one of those like fears and thoughts that comes up, but I'm able to like be like, oh nope, that's silly, and then not let that like hamper my actions. But yeah, it just sucks having to kind of unpack that, because maybe also part of it was just knowing that they were struggling and like didn't have a job and didn't have like their own place, and definitely had a lot of struggles and worries and fears and anxieties going on. Um, and so maybe it's just like it was like a little bit of pity, which is shitty. Um, but just I wanted them to be able to be happy and to be comfortable, and they did have a lot of really good times, even all throughout their life, and even in times where they were struggling a lot. But yeah, it's it's just so hard, and yeah. But now I'm just trying to keep it moving and know that they so much were a purveyor of just joy and connection and trying to make things and to cook good food and to have good times. So I'm going to keep on doing it, and I'm not going to feel bad about trying to make the most of life in this really hard, stressful world, because they were definitely a firm believer in just the way that love multiplies and the way that care and connection and community really like amplifies and grows. And they're always good at cultivating it themselves. And I'm sad that they're not physically around to do that anymore. But so many of their wisdoms and lessons and thoughts and ideas still reverberate in me and in all of us. And yeah, I'm just really proud of them and know how much of an impact they made on the world, even though it was in a shorter amount of time.